Good news, it's February 1st, and last night I was looking at business numbers, I was looking at YouTube numbers, and I'm really excited to do a lot of work this month. There's a lot of stuff I want to get done, so still been getting some work done even though I've been at home. I was at home yesterday, and then I'm at home today. I'm probably going to be at home for a few more days. I have no symptoms except, like, I can't, I want to say I have literally no symptoms. I was having, like, I couldn't really taste my food as much yesterday and, like, the past couple days, but it's fine now. Like, I can tell what this is very distinctly. So that's good. I just worked out. I have enough equipment at home to get, like, a decent workout in, so hit some chest and triceps today. And then I got some orders to pack from this weekend. I didn't ship anything yesterday because I got tested yesterday and I got the results back today, but I was pretty sure I had COVID, so I didn't want to go drop off the packages. And I forgot to schedule a USPS pickup, but today I did schedule a pickup. And then after I pack these, I'm going to shower and then I'm going to eat lunch. And then I have a Facebook Marketplace porch pickup. Made sure I could, like, get it from their porch so I wouldn't have to, like, interact with the person or, like, touch anything but the item. But $6 for this calculator, it's worth like $30. I'll make like an easy $20 for less than half an hour's worth of work, so that's really easy money. And I'm just trying to, like, build up some more inventory because I have, like, nothing in FBA right now, and that's about to go down even more because we're gonna dispose / liquidate a bunch of old inventory today. I did have some good sales over the weekend. I sold, finally, this DVD player. So this is a Sony Walkman. It's actually brand new, except the packaging is a bit beat up, and I sold it as used like new because the packaging was beat up. I bought it to sell it in brand new condition, but I got a different one than the one that was in the pictures, and this one was a little more beat up. So I was going to return it. I don't know why I didn't return it, but paid $134 on eBay back in, like, June / July. On the SKU it says July, but I feel like I bought it before that and just never listed it. I listed it merchant fulfilled in July for $200, and it sold over the weekend. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it wasn't worth it. Had to wait more than 6 months to get that money back. And then sold that bolo I was talking about in the other video. I finally sold the first one. I've only sold one, so I dropped the price a little bit. Haven't sold any more yet, though. So I've sold some Mio that I got from Grocery Outlet. I pick these up every once in a while. They're $1 and they sell for like $8 merchant fulfilled, and then I'll make like $2 per unit, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I buy them in like 20 unit increments, so that's like an easy $40. Like, it's so easy, and the profit margin is actually pretty good. To make $2 on an $8 sale is 25%, so I will take that because that's higher than my average has been in the last 2 years. My average for the last 2 years was 10 to like 18%, which is really bad. I have a ton of stuff to sell. There's stuff everywhere. I'm gonna get these orders packed up, shower, eat, and then we're gonna go do that pickup. Had one more sale get paid for. I took an offer for $50 on these shoes. These are mine. I actually bought these back in 2019. I didn't buy them on eBay, but I bought them from some random skate shop online for $65, and I took an offer for $50, which I'm really excited about because I wore those shoes. I didn't wear them a ton. Like, they look like they're in really good condition. They have very little wear on them, and I always keep all my shoe boxes, and it's kind of nice now because I'm selling a few personal pairs. But yeah, that sold for $50, probably gonna cost like $15 to ship, so I'll get like, like $30-35 back. Not bad for having the shoes for almost 3 years now. I remember buying these shoes, and it was back when I would only have like one pair of shoes for an entire year. This was the first time I actually had options, so I had this pair and a pair of just like normal black and white Nikes, but we've expanded since then. Okay, I just got back and I picked up this BAII Plus for $6. It's brand new. I just messaged someone on Facebook last night, asked them if I could pick it up. They had it listed for $6, so I just went with it. I used to sell a ton of calculators, so I knew that would be a good pickup for $6. It's like $30 after fees, so I should make like $24. It's pretty easy for just like 20 minutes of driving there and back. I didn't interact with the person at all, obviously, because I have COVID. They just left it on the porch and I picked it up. I'm gonna try to do a shipment today, a small shipment. I have a replenishable that I bought on eBay in bulk last summer. I spent $2,400 on this one item, or on like 50 units of this one item, and I've only sent in like 10. They sold out at some point. I don't know when they sold out, but it was within the last month, so I need to restock those. And I'm probably just gonna get those out today. Since it's like so much money, I figure it's fine to just do a small shipment. I might also throw in, like, I have some other small stuff here. Like, I have this camera, Canon G7X Mark II, that I picked up at a pawn shop in, I think it was over the summer as well, but I picked this up for $300, and I'm pretty sure it's like $400 after fees. Spending $300 to make $100 isn't the best, but I mean, it's not terrible. And also, I got to use the camera a little bit, even though that footage never got uploaded. But you know, I just got some experience with a different camera, so that was nice too. Canon G7X Mark II is like known for being like a really good vlogging camera. I had to buy the charger separately for that, and then there was some issues with the battery, which is why it never got sent out. Aside from that, I might throw in a few other items, who knows, but right now it's 2:19. My dad is probably gonna go to drop off UPS packages at like 4 or 5, so I should be able to knock this out. It's really just bagging these items. I think I'll use the impulse sealer because it's a more expensive item. It's like $70 per unit, and I have like 40 of them, so I'm just gonna get that knocked out really quickly. So this is what I have in stock at FBA right now: 122 books, 42 grocery, 12 speakers, which I think is just blank media, 11 video games, 3 consumer electronics, and at least 8 toys, but for some reason toys didn't show up, and I know I have at least 8, but anyways, 122 books. So all those books, 90% of them, 95% of them, are all books I bought back in July/August of 2019. Here are the books we're going to be starting out with. I haven't counted them yet. These stains, and it looks like someone spilled some paint here. It's been almost 3 years since then now, and I still haven't sold all of them. If you look at a post I made in August of 2020, I had like 220 books, so I brought it down like 100, but yeah, still 122 in stock, and basically all of them are worthless. Back in August of 2019, I wanted to do this challenge where I tried to do $50,000 revenue in 1 month, and that is extremely like unattainable. The most I've ever done in a month is $30,000, and that was also during December, which is the peak of Q4. I've never pushed myself harder than I did that month, December 2018. But I wanted to shoot for 50,000 and just like set a really high goal to just push myself insanely hard. And I mean, it kind of worked. It did get me to take action. So I was like sourcing daily. I was using eFlip a lot to find books because it was textbook season. The problem is I was just getting into textbooks way too late in the season. Because if I really wanted to make money selling books that I bought on eFlip, not on eFlip, but using eFlip. eFlip is a software that helps you find books on Amazon that you can buy and then sell back on Amazon. Very similar to tactical arbitrage, just more catered towards books if you've never used it before. So I would use eFlip to find books, go through, make sure everything met my criteria, and then I'd buy them in the hopes that in the like 3 weeks that passed between when I bought them and like the middle/end of August, the prices would rise a lot, and then I'd be able to make a profit by selling them through FBA, buying them merchant fulfilled, selling them through FBA. Basically, it's just a game of buy, hold, wait for the price to go up and sell. A little riskier than normal because you're spending a lot more money, so average price I was paying for a book was like probably $30, $35 in most cases. And keep in mind, I've done this every year just on a very much smaller scale. did it 2017, 2018, 2019. It worked 2017, 2018, but the thing about those 2 years is I did it way earlier. I was buying books in like May, June, July, not August, which is why it was really successful. The prices went way up from when I bought the books, so I assumed that would work the same way, but the thing is, I just was not, like, really it made no sense to buy books at the beginning of August, because it would take at least a week to get to my house, because they're all shipped through media mail, and then I have to send them out via FBA. It'll take like 2 to 3 days maybe for them to actually get like in stock. So now we're at August 10th, and then they've been processed through the fulfillment center, but now they're in FC transfers, so they won't actually be in stock until like August 20th, August 25th, who knows. And then by that time, people have already bought their textbooks and moved on. So my timing was terrible, and by the time most of my books hit the fulfillment centers, the peak had like already passed, and I ended up selling a lot of the books at like $5 profits. Some of them did really well, some of them did really badly. And then for some reason, getting to August 20th, August 25th, I was still buying more. In fact, I was placing some of the biggest orders of the season, like on close to the end of August, I'm pretty sure. I just know it was near the end, definitely not before the 20th. I spent $1,000 on one single SKU. I think I bought 50 of them, and the price tanked so hard that the like profit after fees was like 16 cents. That's $1,000 like thrown away. Now, that wasn't that bad because each book was $15. I did the same thing with like $2,000 worth of a different book that was about $50, $60 each, and it was going for $100. Price tanked. Amazon warehouse deals completely killed the listing. Came in with like 100 offers, so it went from like 20 sellers to like 120. It was awful. So that happened. I ended up just stuck with a ton of books. I didn't drop the prices right after. I didn't decide to like cut my losses short, because I just assumed, okay, I'll wait till January, because there's also a bit of a spike for textbooks in January because second semester is starting. But it didn't work out quite that well. I didn't sell a ton of books, and then I just ended up with so many left over, and at this point I'm selling them all for like making like $2 to $3 back if they even sell, because so many new versions have come out since then, because it's already been like 2.5 years. So not many people are buying these books, and the prices have significantly dropped. They're basically all worthless, so I'm getting very close to the point of just liquidating all of them, but I'm gonna give it probably another 2 weeks. I just changed my prices today, so this is the last time I'm gonna be changing the prices. After this, I'm just gonna liquidate all of them and move on, because at this point, like, it's been like 2.5 years, the money is just gone. At some point, you just gotta move on. That money has not been in my bank account for like 2.5 years. It's basically not mine anymore. That stuff has been sitting in fulfillment centers for so long. I can't wait for all of it to just be gone and like completely out of my life forever. Aside from that, I really don't have much in FBA warehouses, so that's why my sales have been way lower. Last month they were pretty low, like $3,000-ish, not even. This month I'm trying to do a lot better, so I've got that shipment downstairs prep. That's almost as much revenue as I sold in the entirety of January. As far as other products go, I mean, I don't really have a lot of replenishables anymore. I just haven't been keeping up with it and like actually consistently sending any items in. A lot of my replenishables used to be from eBay, but we'll talk more about replenishables in another video. I've done like a lot of research on the replenishables I used to have. Like in 2019, I made $42,000 of revenue from 14 different SKUs alone. So there's definitely a ton of value in replenishables and figuring out like you can just consistently sell over and over and over again. It helps in every aspect, as far as like sourcing time diminished, and then you get easier like prepping, all that stuff. It just becomes way more streamlined when you figure out your replenishables. That is something I'm focusing on this month. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's video. It's only 6 right now, but really I'm just going to like do a little bit of homework, probably do some stuff for broadcasts, and then call it a day. I don't think I'm doing much else for the business unless I do some sourcing, look at some replenishable stuff, maybe place some orders. I'm going back to the system where I write everything down. So I've got my like notebook right here with like all the stuff I've been buying so far. As you can see, I have only one thing written on there, but I'm gonna add one to that because I did that Facebook Marketplace pickup today. But yeah, not much going on, so I will see you guys soon.